Yes, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Manchester United are through to the quarterfinals of the Europa League after a 1-0 victory, which gave us a 5-1 aggregate score over Real Betis. And I have to say, just professional performance from United. That was it, really. I thought first half, we've had a bit of rotation in there. We've obviously rested Shaw. We've obviously rested Varane. We've rested, maybe, Anthony. So there's been a little bit of rotation in there. Not loads. I wanted a little bit more. I'm sure probably quite a few of you guys wanted just that little bit more rotation in there as well. Give a little bit more of a freshen up to some of the players. But we get what we get. And what we get is a professional job done. First half, thought it was a little bit end-to-end. Lacked a little bit of control, but you've got to get yourself into the mindset of two teams in a game of football, and the team that were opposed, they're the team at home. The mentality of them guys coming in has got to be, listen, we need to score 3 goals no matter what. Even if we don't concede, we got to score 3 goals. So you're thinking it's very, very difficult for being the team that's 4-1 up in the second leg of football, because no matter how much you say, get out there, get the job done, mentally you're still going to be like, this ain't shit. And that's where professionalism comes in. And I thought United had a professional performance. Real Betis are no mugs. We've been comfortably better than them over both legs, but they're no mugs. They're no mugs, and they can certainly hurt you. And when they throw the kitchen sink at it, they can certainly open you up. So to go away from home in Europe with a team that's desperate to score 3 goals and not even let them score 1, come away with a clean sheet, with a rotated side. Some of the people I've seen complaining about it wasn't the best performance. Yeah, no shit. Very, very difficult circumstances for the rotational players and the players that are selected coming in. And you're up against a team that is going to throw the kitchen sink at it, at least in the first half, right? At least in the first half. Mentally, as the game gets later and later on, quite hard to motivate yourself to be able to keep going. Come on, lads, we just need 3 goals. Mate, we played an hour. Yeah, and we got half an hour left to score, 4 goals. Well, now it's 5, actually. So, do you know what I mean? It's a very difficult situation for both teams to be in, but what you can expect is in at least the first half hour, they're going to go at it, fists of fury style, just coming out swinging. And United did really well to be able to contain that, be able to completely deflect that, and completely reduce how much of an effort and of an impact that was going to be on us. Did I want more control in the first half? I did. Of course I did. But you got to play the opposition, and the opposition are coming out, throwing everything at it, gambling. They've already started twisting. They're already trying to play harder than that you're really going to see them play just on a normal game. So we did well to contain that, did well to come out in the first half without conceding, and then we come out in the second half, and there was a little bit more of a balance and a flow to United, and a little bit more control was exhibited. And then, Marcus Rashford pops up just after, a minute after he's absolutely ballooned one into literally the second tier of the stadium. Then he goes and bends one into the bottom corner. And I saw someone tweet, that's what we turn up to football for. And I was like, that is what we turn up to football for. I think that gets forgotten sometimes. Football's about scoring goals. And as much as Cantona likes to be a hipster and talk about his favourite goal was actually a pass, the one to Dennis Irwin, outside of the foot, backspin, edge of the box. As much as Cantona likes to be a contrarian with that sort of thing, and that might well be his own opinion because Cantona has off his nut, what we remember, what we love about football is the goals. And it's a shame that Marcus's goal was the 5th in a 5-1. Because that was a goal worthy of winning a tie. That was a goal worthy of winning a trophy. And you don't often get that in cup finals. That's what made Gareth Bale's overhead kick so special, because you're not supposed to score goals of that magnitude in games of that magnitude. But Marcus's goal there, sensational finish. Absolutely deliberate, every aspect of it. Sensational finish. And showing what he's capable of 60 seconds after he's just gadooshed one over the top of the bar. But yeah, relatively good, solid performances all round. Still think Maguire's just not the answer, to be honest. I thought he held us back a little bit in the first half. It was a little bit patchy from Malacia. Maybe because he was getting the kitchen sink thrown at him in the first half, but even with the ball, I don't think he was amazing. Palestre, I thought, was okay. Just okay. Good to see him get his first start out of the way in a United shirt. And I would say, looks at home. Looks at home. And I think that's the best compliment I could ever give a player, is that they just, the shirt fits him nice, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't look too heavy for him. Doesn't look like he's overawed by the occasion. He looks at home. So even though that wasn't no 10 out of 10 performance, I don't think it's got the performance people are like, oh my God, he has to play now every game till the end of the season. Don't think anyone's saying that. But he looked at home in it. So I think there's another player that's put himself into the rotation mix to be able to start some games, come off the bench in some games, and feature between now and the end of the season. I think that'd be entirely accurate. Weghorst, still not able to really get on the score sheet for us, but I think you're being blind if you don't see what he offers in the build-up. I think his involvement on up, back and throughs, third man runs, laying it off for people, receiving the ball on the halfway line for us and turning us around. I think he's excellent at that. I think he does a lot of that. I think he does a lot of pressing from the front. Not the quickest, which is weird because you think, when I think of that effective pressing from the front, I always go back to Carlos Tevez. Carlos Tevez pressing from the front, amazing. And then Weghorst, just, I fancy my chances in a foot race with him, to be honest. But he's effective with it. And that's all that matters. Are you effective? Yeah. For all this, someone asked me on the live earlier today, would I take Neymar at United? Now, maybe this isn't a good example, actually, because Neymar does get a lot of goals and assists, but it seems a lot of the things he does is for show. He is still effective. Bad example. Ignore that. But yeah, I think he's very effective at what he does, but ultimately United do need to go to the market and bring in a world-class centre-forward. You know, you don't really see any teams competing at the very top. I mean, look at Real Madrid. Look at Benzema. You know, is he as good as Benzema? No. Why are we buying him then? Do you know what I mean? That's the sort of conversation United need to be having with whoever we're looking at. Is he or can he be as good or better than Karim Benzema? No? Cool. Who else you got? That needs to be the conversation. Now, does Harry Kane fit into that? Yeah, probably does. Does Osimhen fit into that? Yeah, probably does. That's the level we need to be looking at. You know, and Weghorst unfortunately doesn't. But does he fit into well, he'll be damn near available every week and he'll come off the bench and put a shift in for you category? Yeah, he does. Well, I think there's a place in the squad for someone that does that. Now, it might not be wearing the number 9 shirt and it might not be starting 50 games a season. But there is definitely a role for that player in the club. But, you know, job done is the most important thing. Another quarter-final. 3 quarter-finals from 3 trophies. The second of which happens this Sunday against Fulham, which will be a tricky opposition for us, make no mistake. That will be a tricky game for us. United are going to need to be firing on all cylinders. No Casemiro. Interesting as to what Manchester United lines up, what shape differentials that we see, and who's going to be fit and firing. Marcus looks tired. Guy's played about 1 million games. So we will see on that front, won't we? But cheers for tuning in as always. Let me know your thoughts on tonight's game in the comments. Happy with it? Delighted with it? Not happy with it? Whatever it is, give me your thoughts and how you think we're going to get on Sunday against Fulham. And tomorrow I've got an announcement on XG Files. So try and tune in live. Probably do it live around 1 or 2 o'clock. Come in and tune in for XG Files, and I'll catch you in the next one. Laters.